Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is a preview of the Insta360 One RS. So what is this? Well, this is an interchangeable modular action camera, and we got our hands on it on a pre-production unit, and we've been using it and testing it so that we could bring you this preview. Now, we did get to use this out in the real world because I gave it to Digi Richie while I went away and covered some bowling. He went out into the wilderness on his bike. He strapped this thing to it so we could test it out and see how the different modes and features worked. I also took it out to the skate park to do some invisible kick flips. Now, this video is brought to you by Insta360. You basically get this. This is the heart of the system. This is the core modular. Now, this is updated from the prior model with an updated processor, as well as 3 microphones, a 3-microphone array that's supposed to give you better audio, even when you put some of the old lenses onto this camera. Now, I just said old lenses, but you could also get the new lenses. You can also get 360 lenses. You can also get 1-inch lenses. That's what this thing is all about. You also have a brand new 4K boost lens. Now, what's great about this lens is that it has a 1/2-inch sensor, which is larger than what you find in the GoPro 10. A larger sensor usually means better quality, better color, better tones, better sharpness, better low light capability. This lens is also capable of 48 megapixel stills, but what I like about this system the most is you have your core, you have the lens of your choice, and you can go ahead and boom, attach it right to the system, and you have an action camera. What's even cooler is, like, I have the camera on the back facing here, you've got the screen on the core. This is a touch screen, and yeah, it's pretty small, but you can still see everything that you need to do. And within a couple of minutes of picking this up, I was able to go through and just intuitively know where everything was in the menu system. You just touch, you swipe, you figure it out. It works really easy. But what if you want to do selfie mode? What if you want to walk around talking to the camera? You pop it out, you rotate it around, you put it like this, and now, when I hold it just like this, I'm like, hey, it's the camera, and I'm seeing myself on the screen. So that's really cool. But what happens if you want to shoot 360? Do you have to get another camera to do it? The answer is no. We pop out that lens, we come up to this lens, which has its protective cover on it, because if you don't have the protective cover on it, you're most likely gonna touch the lens, and you should probably have a lens cloth at all times, just in case, to keep these bad boys clean. But this right here is a 5.7K 360 camera. You've got cameras on both sides. You got really good stitching that it does to give you 360 footage. Either way you turn it, you've got your 360 camera. So how does this all come together? Does it just work like this? The answer is no. You have this, you put the lens on that you want onto the core, you've got your battery pack right here, you line it up with the contacts on the bottom, and you snap it together, and now you've got your action cam. It's powered up by this battery. You can get some extra batteries if you want, if you need some. I always like having extra batteries. But you could also charge it right here from the side. You pop off this door, you put in a USB-C charger, and boom, you're charging it up while it's all together. Now, what's cool about 360 is you shoot first and point later. You can get the software from Insta360 for your phone. There's a mobile option, and there's also one you could use for your desktop, and there's plugins for Adobe Premiere. And that's how we like to use it, because you can shoot your 360 footage, and then you can point the lens or the footage wherever you want it to be, so you can see what you want to see. Like, for example, me running around the skate park and just doing parkour, because I'm not a skateboarder, but it's really cool when you can use it in those situations. Now, did you notice the selfie stick in that footage? The answer is no. No, Jared, I did not notice the selfie stick in that footage because it's invisible. It doesn't, there's not a button on it that makes it invisible. It's just that the Insta360 software gets rid of the selfie stick automatically. I always wondered how they did it, and it's like, well, it's in the software. I don't even need to think about it. And so the selfie stick is gone. You use 360 if you're going down the mountain, right? You use it if you're gonna go swimming and you wanna see a whole bunch of different things happening under the water. You use it for those different action things, or you could use it the way that I'm thinking of using it is by putting it in my hot shoe and being able to see the subject in front of me, and when I'm talking to the subject, it could spin back around and point at me so you could see me talking to the subject. That is a cool way of using it. So here's how you mount your camera. Check this out. You've got your mounting bracket, you pop the door open just like this. You go ahead and you slide the camera in, and boom, it's now rugged, it's now protected, it's now ready to go. You have your hot shoe mounts right here. You can attach it to so many different accessories and you're good to shoot. You can also attach another microphone to this with an accessory in case you want to talk to it or use a shotgun mic. There's a cold shoe option that you could put on the top of it as well. This case also has a wind shield, which helps protect those 3 microphones so you don't end up with a lot of wind noise in your footage. You can take this down to 16 feet underwater. It's rugged. You also have a heat dissipating design. Basically, it's not boxed in, so it's not gonna get extra hot and overheat and shut down if that's what you think it might do. It won't, because it's basically open all the way around. Now let's talk about one of the best features inside of this system, and that's called flow state. Now, we had this set up using the 4K boost camera. We gave it to Digi Richie, who strapped it to his bike, and you know what's gonna happen if you're off-roading. We're not talking about just being on flat pavement. Flat pavement's easy, it goes smoothly already, but when he took it off the road and went through some mud and went through some water and was bouncing all around, you couldn't tell he was bouncing around when you were using flow state. Now there's 2 different options you have for flow state. You could have it on where the camera makes all the decisions for you, which is just easy, set it and forget it, or you can have the manual flow state option, which allows you to change it after the fact in the computer. That means you can change your field of view. Do you want it to be wider? Do you want it to be more narrow? Do you want it to be tighter? You have the different options to do that when you do the manual flow state, and that's what we liked. But check this out. We've got this with flow state off. This is what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty bouncy, but of course he's bouncing around because he's on a bike. But look how smooth it looks when you turn flow state on. It's like you are floating around with a gimbal on and yet don't even have an actual gimbal. That is a feature that could be really handy if you were doing house walkthroughs. You want to do a house walkthrough that's nice and bright, you put this thing on and you just walk around with flow state on, and you can change it after the fact to give you the field of view that you want. Now, here's a quick montage we put together of Richie doing his thing. So does this camera offer you slow-mo? Yes, you've got slow-mo options with the 4K boost. You can do 4K at 60 and you get your slow motion footage. You can also do 1080 up to 200 frames a second as well. So after testing out this pre-production model for a short amount of time, I have to say that the colors, the tones, the quality looks really good. And to have the flow state, to have the ability to be nice and stable if you're bouncing around, that is one of those killer features inside of this package. But even better than everything else is the modularity of the system. The fact that you have the core, the fact that you have multiple lenses and accessories that you can attach to it makes this a viable option for you to check out, because you now don't have to have multiple systems and multiple cameras, one to do action, one to do 360, one that has a 1-inch sensor. You now can get it all right here with this. And if you want to pick it up, you can get the 2-lens kit, which is $549.99. That's the twin lens that comes with the 4K boost and the 360, as well as the core. Or if you just want the 4K boost in the core, you're looking at only $299, which is not bad at all, because you can always add other lenses on in the future. Now, if you want to learn more or pick up one of these kits, they are linked down below in the description. But again, this is a really nice option, especially when you have a 1/2-inch sensor. I can see using this with my Canon R3 more often now, because I want to put it in the hot shoe so that I can use the 360 or I can use the 4K boost, and we can give ourselves a lot of different options, because I can't record the EVF in that, and I've been using that camera a lot more often. So which kit would you like to get? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.
Yo, do a kickflip! Oh.